Hi everyone, my name is Kirsten Shepard. I'm the Director of Global Engagement here at Maryville College, and I'm here today to talk to you about our 2024 travel study programs, and in particular to explain a little bit about the pricing of these programs. And so stick with me and hopefully you will walk away knowing a little bit more than you did before you watched this. So as you can see here, these are our 2024 travel study programs. We are offering 6 programs to destinations around the world, from Mexico, Switzerland, Costa Rica, Denmark, Iceland, and Sweden, Scotland, and London, England. And so you'll also notice that each of these programs has a different focus in terms of course and has a different price point. And so what you will see in terms of our pricing is the program fee that is as all-inclusive as we can make it. And you'll see quite a variety of prices here, and one of the reasons for that is because we have gotten subsidies for some of these programs. So for example, you'll notice that the Mexico Spanish Immersion Program, which is the Spanish 120 Lab, okay, it will take place in spring break 2024. This program fee is $1,850 with everything included except for passport and some meals, okay? We have received a grant for this program from the Department of Education, and so we have already applied scholarship funds to this program. The other program that is subsidized is the Costa Rica World Cultures Program. So this is a CD domain course, and the price point is $34.50. And so we've already dropped this price by $1,000 per student for this program. So it's a little bit more affordable. And so that's why you'll see quite a variety of price points. Really, the cost of these programs are exactly the cost of traveling. So Maryville College does not profit on any of our travel study programs. And I want to make sure you know that, because we know that price is really important to students, and we also know that the value of these programs is really high for students that participate, and we want to provide the greatest access we can to these programs. So what is included in these programs? So what you can imagine is that anything you find on the travel itinerary, all the logistics involved in the program are going to be included in that program fee. And so that means airfare to get you to another country. It means the hotel costs where you're staying in your host destination abroad is also included. All the excursions, academic engagements, site visits, tours that you participate on the program are also included in this program fee. So ground transportation, anything that you can think of is included. What's not included? What you might imagine you need to pay for independently are some meals. So budgeting so that you've got some spending money to cover some of your meals is really important. Bringing snacks with you can help reduce those costs. Your passport. So we expect students will either have a passport or will apply to get a passport prior to departure. And the Center for Global Engagement is happy to help you figure out how to do that. So email studyabroad@maryvillecollege.edu if you have questions about getting a passport. And then any vaccinations or immunizations that you might need for the program are also not included. But you can be sure that your payments will take place over time. So we are not expecting that you're paying for the full program right up front as soon as you apply for the program. You will have the option to pay for these programs over a series of months. You may have opportunities to do group or individual fundraising as you prepare to go. And we try to make as much of the cost refundable as we can up until a certain point. And so basically it depends on what our partners are requiring of us when we make things refundable. You'll find that your application fee and your deposit are non-refundable. And that is because we have to make commitments to other students and to our program providers pretty much as soon as we ask students to commit to these programs. And so often there's money that we are committing right away, And we're asking for an investment from you. We are looking for serious candidates on these programs, students who've made a plan and who are budgeting regularly for this program. So it's important for you to factor that in. But we do have trip interruption coverage included in the program. And so that means if you got sick right before departure and were unable to travel, there is trip interruption coverage that may assist you and give you some peace of mind in terms of the investment you're making on the program. You can assume that your program fee also comes with 24/7 safety and incident response. And so that's really because you're traveling with faculty. These are faculty-led programs where you are traveling with one or two Maryville College faculty, and we also have local partners in every place that we go to help us in case of emergencies. Also included in this program fee is your tuition. So academic credit is included for the program, and you are able to apply these courses, they're Maryville College classes, right towards your degree. Now, what that counts as varies by student. So it may apply to your major, your minor, to the core curriculum. It might be elective credit. Really, on a case-by-case basis, you can talk to your academic advisor to see how it might fit best for you. Some of the travel study programs will count for your CD domain, your culture intercultural domain. So this is a course that is normally on campus as World Cultures 370. Some of these programs will take the place of that course. So that's something to look for, this little CD designation next to the class to see if it will apply to that core requirement. All of the programs will count as Global Plus designated classes. And so this is important in case you want to get an international studies minor. All of these programs help you towards an international studies minor or major, and also will help you get towards a Global Plus certificate. So if you have any interest in either of those two things, you can reach out to me at studyabroad@maryvillecollege.edu and I will get you set in the right direction. So what does the pricing look like? Basically, what we're going to ask of you is at the application deadline, when you are submitting your application form, you are expected to pay a $100 application fee. As I mentioned, this is a non-refundable fee because we are looking for serious candidates. We're building our groups of students based on the students who apply. This is not included in your programming fee and is due, as I mentioned, when your application is due. Once you have applied for the program, the faculty will review all the applications of students who've applied for the program and will generally do interviews to determine who will be participating on the program. Students who are offered a place on the program are going to be asked to confirm that they want to continue with the program. So you will be asked to complete an acceptance form, and at that time you will have to pay a $200 deposit. This is generally a few weeks to a month after you are paying the application fee. Okay, the sooner you apply, the more time there is between those two payments. And so this deposit does go towards your program fee. So as I mentioned before, our program fees vary by program, so somewhere between $18.50 to $47.50 depending on the program. And so that $200 is part of that fee. Okay, so the good news is once you make a deposit, you've made your first payment towards the program, and that's going to decrease the other payments from that point forward. In general, we're asking for students to pay 4 monthly payments. So you can divide that program fee into 4 payments. And the other good news about this is this is the program fee before any scholarships are applied. So you have some time to make payments for these programs. So what do you need to know about scholarships and financial aid? We do offer scholarships for all programs except for the Mexico program because we've really already applied that scholarship funding to that program. So you've already received a 50% discount on that program if you're applying to go to Mexico. But for all the other programs, we will award between $250 all the way up to $2,000 towards the cost of your program. What we know from past years is that about 65% of people who apply receive scholarship funding, somewhere between that $250 and $2,000. Now, the International Programming Committee awards scholarships, and what they are looking for in scholarship applications are two things. One, we're looking at need. So all of these awards are need-based, and we know that each applicant has need, whether FAFSA tells you that or not. We do get information from the financial aid office that says whether candidates are high, medium, or low need. But we also know that FAFSA doesn't paint the full picture of students' needs. So you also have an opportunity in that application to respond to questions that explain in very concrete ways what your need is. Why do you need scholarship funding to go on this program? Okay, so it's really important that you articulate your need. What isn't FAFSA telling us if you aren't a high need student? Or if you are a high need student, is there any information that would help us differentiate you from other students? Okay, so it's important that you take some time and put in a quality application. You can see the link here to apply for a Maryville College scholarship, and we do recommend you do that. The scholarship applications are due at the same time as the program application. So once you submit your program application, go right ahead and fill out the scholarship form. It doesn't take very long, but I recommend you open up the link to that form and you read through the questions. It's all on one page so that you can take some time to respond to those questions. It's also important that you consider whether or not you are eligible for financial aid. I find that not all students understand their financial aid package as it relates to study abroad. So take some time before you apply for the program and before you apply for a scholarship to make sure you understand your eligibility for additional aid. financialaid@maryvillecollege.edu is the email address that you can use to reach out to make an appointment and find out your specific situation. It is different for every single student, and it is worth having that conversation. What I can tell you in general is that if you are applying to a May term program, May and summer term aid is dependent on taking at least 6 credits. And so if you want to take one of these travel study programs, it generally means that you need to take at least one other summer class to be eligible to get aid. But often that can make one of those classes either fully discounted or significantly discounted, which can reduce your overall cost of education at Maryville College. So it's worth looking into that. The other thing is that if you are applying to a program that is going to take place over spring break, you may be eligible for higher aid in your spring semester. Okay? How this works is that study abroad have costs that can be counted towards your cost of education, and if the cost of education goes up, then your aid potentially can go up too. That can look like Pell Grants, it can also look like Parent Plus loans, or other types of aid. And so talking to the financial aid office can be really important. The main tips that we have for planning for your study abroad program are to talk to financial aid, make sure you apply for scholarships, and come up with a realistic plan for budgeting for and paying for your program. So if you want to capture this, this QR code, this is a video that talks in more details about how to pay for study abroad with some tips and techniques that we've gotten from other students. So let me know if you have any questions, and we can't wait to see you on our programs. Thank you.